So Point to Prove was the last song that I recorded for this album. And it actually came from a challenge that I had received. Shout out my homeboys Daigeau, Andre Wisdom, Terry Mack, and Scuba. I had been challenged to write a song from an alter ego. And that's kind of why that sounds like that. The reaction that I got was, wow, I've never really heard you talk like that. But that's how that came about, because I really was writing it from an alter ego. Like, I took my thoughts and it was like, if I were somebody else but thought this same way, how would that sound? And that's how Point to Prove came about. And it was the most fun record I think I did for the album. This is Daigeau, and you're here for Point to Prove Explained, episode 2.
Savage turned into a habit, fast the living road to a paddock, hoes flock the shoes. Powder on her nose, where they morals go, only Father God knows, living lavish.
Fast the living road to a paddock, hoes flock the shows. Powder on her nose, where they morals go, only Father God knows. Basically what I'm explaining there is people moving beside themselves and doing things and engaging in vices just for a lavish lifestyle that may not be all what they think it's worth when they get it.
That's where they know the most. If doubt is the drug, then I overdose.
If doubt is a drug, then I overdosed. I just said that because I feel like that's one of the biggest vices, one of the mental obstacles that I've had to overcome myself is just stop doubting myself and just understand that if I feel like I'm supposed to be doing something, just see if that's what it is supposed to be and not being afraid to fail. That's something that I feel like I had to overcome, and something that was a part of my life in the process of me making this album, so I had to put that out.
By the night times at the right vibe in your left mind, best conversation in your lifetime. I've been contemplating how to get my due credit like a bad check, and I be moving something.
By the night time, set the right vibe in your left mind, best conversation in your lifetime. I've been contemplating how to get my due credit like a bad check, and I be moving something. That's something that I just said, like I feel like it's definitely a vibe over here. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to state that and let everybody know whoever had doubts. Like, it's definitely a vibe over here.
Skeptical, define a goal and get a ready call. I'm Dusty Wine, on the grind. My inspiration, it ain't never fine.
Define a goal and get a ready cold. I'm Dusty Wine, on the grind. My inspiration, it ain't never finite. That's just me, you know what I'm saying? Cool wordplay there, Dusty Wine, I'm on the grind. Like, inspiration ain't never finite. Like, that's just me always searching for the next thing, always looking for inspiration throughout every experience, everybody I meet. You know what I'm saying? Just always searching for that inspiration, because that may lead you to that next big thing.
Scrub your back and listen to the blues, rapping like I got a point to prove.
Scrub your back and listen to the blues, rapping like I got a point to prove. So that line right there, this is the last song that I wrote that ended up on the album. Rapping like I got a point to prove. For the longest time, I had all of these songs done before the album was done, and I still didn't have a title for the album. When I wrote that, it just made sense to me. Like, that's what the album needs to be called, is Point to Prove, because that's really what this is about. If you listen to my last album compared to this one, I was definitely talking my shit a lot more, and that's where that came from. I heard that line, I'm like, rapping like I got a point to prove. That's the name of the album right there.
Smartest dude I think I ever knew.
Ducking potholes, swerving traffic.
Nah, I think you got the answers too. Time and free will, questions asking. Dealing with the shit that you went through.
Scuba in, have a lava lamping. Smartest dude I think I ever knew. Ducking potholes, swerving traffic. Now I think you got the answers too. Time and free will, questions asking. Dealing with the shit that you went through. For anybody that knows me personally, knows that I lost a really good friend of mine late last year. And he had a song, one of his favorite songs of his own was a song he had called Traffic that he recorded out in Buckrow Beach when we was at Hampton University. Shout out Hampton, shout out Buckrow Beach. So that's where the ducking potholes, swerving traffic part came in, and he really was one of the smartest dudes I think I ever knew. The time and free will part, he was always in search for something greater. He was always talking about time and free will and what that really meant. So that's where that came from. This is Daigeau. I appreciate you for tuning in to Point to Prove Explained, episode 2. Catch you next week.